Welcome to the Noka News Network. I'm Ricky French. Dan Colley is here, as usual. Good to be back again this week. Got a lot of fun stuff coming up today. The first segment of the show, we're going to do metal news.
Yes.
Second segment today, we're doing something special. We'll get into that in a minute. What else is coming up, Dan?
Well, in the first segment, we're going to, like you said, metal news. We're going to be doing a cat in a tree bit, the goat thing, and the goat thing, and some cocaine crochet.
All right,
Ricky, these headphones were not made for a drummer because as I'm dancing around, they're flopping all over my head.
Yeah, you'll have that. You got to wear ones that for isolation and they squeeze your head like it's going to explode.
Or staple them to my scalp.
You could do that too. I'm going to start with a little bit of a sad note here, Dan, which is not something that we normally do, but we're gonna end up making it fun. Lou Ottens, who was the inventor of the audio cassette tape, passed away last week.
Yes, he was 93, I believe.
He was 94.
94.
Lou Ottens, inventor of the cassette tape, passed away on March 7th at his home in Belgium. He began his career at Philips in 1952, where he invented the audio cassette as an alternative to the hefty and impractical reel-to-reel. So I figured what we would do is we're going to have some fun facts about audio cassettes throughout the show today.
Okay.
And then we're also going to record the second segment of the show to audio cassette for everyone's listening pleasure.
All right. So it's like a mixtape.
Yeah, it's going to take you right back.
So
back in the day.
What are we taping over?
We're taping over an old Bananarama cassette I found laying around.
That sounds about right, Ricky.
All right. We're going to make it fun. Let's see here. Starting off in Florida, which we visit Florida a lot. A lot of stuff that's the stuff no one cares about comes out of Florida.
You talk about fun in the sun. Florida is the place to go if you want to absolutely not give a rat's ass about anything that resembles a modern culture or civility. So
civilization, civility.
That's the one.
All right, I'm done with you for right now. There's a cat trapped in a tree for over a week. But the good news is, not only did the cat get rescued, it also got some spaghetti.
Oh, well. I had spaghetti this week, Rick. I didn't even have to set a tree for it.
Yeah, me too. Firefighters in Florida said it took more than an hour and 3 separate attempts to rescue a cat that was stranded in a high branch of a tree for over a week. Escambia County Fire Rescue said a crew responded Thursday evening to the call in Pensacola, where nearby business owners reported a cat had been stuck up a tree for over a week. The cat attempted to flee from firefighters, ending up even higher in the tree. That's no good. It took 3 attempts. They got a ladder, eventually got it when it stopped running away. Once the cat was back in the ground, the firefighters gave it some water and some spaghetti. Which I don't know why that was the choice. Yeah.
I spent a few years in the fire service, and not once did we ever have spaghetti on the truck. Just tooling around with some spaghetti, huh?
I don't understand that part of it. Somebody had it for lunch or something. Maybe this was an Italian cat, and they figured
Garfield.
Yeah,
he does love lasagna. I guess maybe it's Garfield.
After a week, Garfield would take spaghetti in a pinch, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Probably went up there because Monday was so bad.
Yeah, so firefighters took the cat back to the station where animal control was expected to retrieve it Friday. They named him Paul in honor of firefighter Paul Guy, who was one who pulled the cat from the tree. That's the most generic sounding gentleman.
That's the name that you choose when you're doing 70s adult films and you can't come up with anything creative. I'll be Paul Guy.
And when somebody asks you who are you talking to, Paul Guy.
All right, Steve Mann. How about an animal story that's not as fun? I don't think there was much spaghetti involved in this. As
that's unfortunate.
Connecticut authorities have seized dozens of goats from the home of a longtime environmental activist in response to citizen complaints and surveillance that revealed animal welfare concerns, according to the State Department of Agriculture. State and local officials said they executed a search and seizure warrant at the home of Nancy Burton, the founder of the Connecticut Coalition Against Milestone, a watchdog group that had been critical of the Milestone nuclear power complex in Waterford, Connecticut for the past 2 decades. The department said that it received a complaint in October about injured goats and general care issues on Burton's property.
Okay.
I'm sure that was one of the more interesting ones. Officials said the search and seizure warrant was approved after citizen complaints and surveillance that revealed animal welfare concerns, including mobility issues due to untrimmed hooves, excessive
you gotta keep them hooves trimmed,
excessive manure, and lack of sufficient water. And the structures in poor condition that did not provide adequate protection from the weather for the goats.
So she's an animal rights activist, just not when it comes to goats.
Well, she's basically. Burton told the Associated Press on Thursday that officials seized about 65 goats.
That's a lot of goats.
She denied.
That's a lot of goats.
She doesn't like nuclear power, but enjoys goat power, evidently. She denied that any of them were in poor health or neglected in any way.
You know, have you ever heard of that band Cat Power?
No.
I believe. Well, it's a band, and I believe goat power was what they were going to go with at first, but they decided against it.
Oh, Ricky, you are the goat.
Yeah. Thank you, Dan. This is also animal related. A Maine skincare company receives a grant for developing a skin cream using a compound found in lobsters.
The skin cream is delicious with a little drawn butter.
It's true. They do everything with lobsters there in Maine. A Maine skincare company, they were awarded the grant, $14,000 through a pitch competition called Bowie Maine, which that name needs some workshopping. But
I thought this show was bad. Whoever named that was horrible.
The competition was part of the University of Maine's Maine Sea Grant Program. The program fosters innovation and entrepreneurship to support Maine's working waterfront and coastal communities. Patrick Breeding and Amber Bouillet, who started Marin Skincare, use marine glycoproteins found in lobsters as a key ingredient for the product that helps people with eczema, psoriasis, and dry skin. So maybe you could go right to the source. If you've got eczema, you could just rub a lobster. Go to the grocery store, grab one out of the tank, which I don't think they do that anymore, but they used to. Grab one out of the tank. Just go to town with. You got to keep the rubber bands on, though. Otherwise, things might get a little dicey.
Honey, we're going to go out for an anniversary. Where would you like to go? Red Lobster. I want to get the surf and turf and the facial at the same time. Please.
They're going to.
I mean, not as good as some Cheddar Bay biscuits. I don't know if they're good for eczema though.
they're delicious.
Damn things are delicious.
It's the couple said it's going to allow us, and it has allowed us to have some funds to work with the lobster processors to get things off the ground. That's a job that I'm glad I don't have.
Lobster processor. Okay, all right.
It's also going to help us invest in inventory ahead of time. The more we can invest, the more we can essentially get ahead and accelerate our growth, which is critical.
So by that, you mean they're just going to buy a bunch of lobsters?
Well, they work with a company called Luke's Lobster in Portland, Maine, to resource the glycoprotein.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of curious now about this story. How do they get the glycoprotein from do they squeeze the shit out of the lobster's ass until they get this protein? Do they kill the lobsters? Do they have to put it in a blender?
You're gonna have to ask Luke of Luke's Lobster that question because I don't have the answer to it.
All right, well, get him on the phone. I want to talk to that
guy. Oh boy, you know what, Dan?
What?
You know what time it is?
It is time for the metal news. Being metal all the damn time really takes it out of you, Ricky. That's why breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So this story is really of interest to me. Port Cincinnati officers discovered 44 pounds of cereal earlier this month with a metal as hell flavor coating. It was cocaine. Narcotics detection dog Biko alerted to a package from Peru headed to Hong Kong. Well, I guess now they have to just settle for some shitty ass corn pops. Cocaine!
Cocaine on your cornflakes is pretty metal, I guess I have to admit.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, not that I'm advocating for that, but I would eat that over shitty corn pops.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about the corn pops. It's like they're sugar-coated packing peanuts or something.
They are a disappointment to anything that was delicious.
Yeah, it's like, they started with like what a Cheetos made out of, and then they rolled it around in some sugar and put it in a box.
Anyway, these Cheetos puffs are pretty good with the powdered cheese. What else do we have we can put on them? I don't know. How about some sugar? No, that tastes like shit. Let's not do that. You know what, Ricky? We had so much fun talking about cocaine a minute ago. Let's keep talking about cocaine. How many times can we say cocaine this episode and not get banned from YouTube?
Well, we'll find out, I guess.
A Seattle woman got more than she bargained for when she bought a crochet kit at a thrift shop and discovered a kilogram of cocaine inside.
A kilogram.
The woman purchased the kit to crochet animal hats.
Oh boy!
I think they were hats designed like animals, not hats for animals.
Okay, because we had that iguana with the bandana on last week. I thought maybe this lady was responsible for that.
Well, man, we might have figured it out. Let's see. It was purchased in the city of Seattle's Greenwood neighborhood, the Seattle Police Department said in a news release. But when the crochet hobbyist opened the kit, she found a suspicious package that was encased in yellow rubber with 100% written on the outside. So at least we know it was like really good, pure, high dollar cocaine.
Yeah.
Tony would have been proud of. The item also gave off an odd odor. Well, that's just thrift shop.
Well, yeah.
That's not cocaine. That's
right.
That's a Goodwill stink. The suspicious package contained a kilo of cocaine and was encased in yellow rubber with the 100% stamped on. I know I already read that once. Who wrote this copy? It's on here 3 times, as a matter of fact, on this sheet. The woman immediately called the police and seized the suspicious package and later confirmed it contained 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of cocaine. Police did not say how the crochet kit and narcotics ended up at the thrift shop. And similar incident occurred in Arizona on Sunday when parents bought their child a toy glowworm at a thrift shop and found a sandwich bag containing 5,000 pills of suspected fentanyl inside.
No, I'm pretty sure they made those glowworms with narcotics in them.
That's how they glowed.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Well, you had to do something to get to buy them things.
Right.
I had one as a kid. You have one as a kid?
No, a kid that I played with when I was a kid had one of those, and it weirded me out for some reason. I didn't like it.
I had one as a child, so we bought one for my oldest child when he was born, and I can tell you there's no drugs inside that glowworm.
You looked?
There are no drugs inside that glowworm, Ricky.
Okay, it's none of my business.
That's none of your business.
All right, so I guess that's none of my business, and we're moving on.
Yeah, let's go on. What else we got there, Ricky, in that pile?
I got some audio cassette facts for you.
Okay.
In honor of Mr. Ottens that we mentioned earlier.
Sure.
There are 4 categories of audio cassettes, Dan.
Okay.
Type 1 is normal bias. It's made out of ferric oxide.
Okay.
Type 2 is high bias, which is made out of chrome. And type 3 is ferric and chrome, and type 4 is metal.
Metal.
Which I figured you you would be a fan of, but unfortunately for you, those were recently discontinued. So.
Well, that better be how I got all my Metallica tapes when I was a young man. I can't imagine they would have put Barry Manilow on the metal cassettes.
Yeah, well, that probably wouldn't have been a good
Maybe
idea.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins. The cassette tape has a shelf life of 30 years.
Okay.
Much longer shelf life than any of the jokes that we typically make on this show.
Yeah, I would say so.
How long do you think a 90-minute cassette tape is?
90 minutes.
I mean, in feet.
213 feet.
443 feet long.
Oh,
that's a lot of tape.
I thought you meant per side.
No.
Because you flipped it over,
Well,
so you'd have to double.
Yeah.
That didn't make any sense, did it?
No, not really.
No.
So the next segment, you'll hear our dulcet tones recorded to audio cassette, which should be a good time.
And you may hear the end of a Bananarama song, it sounds like.
You may. What was the first cassette tape I ever bought was Green Day's Dookie, and then shortly thereafter, when I scrounged up enough money, Weezer's Blue Album. What were some of the things that you bought when you were young?
I don't remember the first one, I don't think. I do remember I did a lot of audio cassette singles.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time for crap. So
Right.
if the entire album wasn't a banger, I let my buddy, he'd buy the whole album. If I didn't like the whole song, I'd just get the singles. But I had the Spin Doctors.
No, wait, was it Two Princes or was it?
Yeah, it was Two Princes.
Okay. Good choice.
No, I guess. I had I think Cracked Rear View at one time by Human Blowfish.
Oh, of course.
I had Epic by Faith No More.
Oh, there you go.
You know what? One of the early ones though, honestly, was probably Polka Party by Weird Al.
Oh yeah, Weird Al was a seminal classic. Growing up, I think everybody owned those.
Them and of course I had a Danny Elfman cassette.
Yeah, Danny Elfman. Well, it was a time period for all that.
It explains a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. All right. Thanks for joining us again on the Noka News Network. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with segment 2, recorded to audio cassette.
That should be fun.
Yes, it will.
Noka News Network.
Are you into model trains? Well, I'm not, but if you are, I've got a great suggestion, and that's Scale Sound Systems. Scale Sound Systems offers aftermarket drop-in speaker systems, LED conversion kits, decoders, parts, and installation services for model trains. Scale Sound Systems is an authorized ESU, Soundtracks, and TCS dealer and offers the best-sounding HODCC speaker systems on the market. Find Scale Sound Systems on Facebook, visit YouTube for demonstration and installation videos, and visit them at scalesoundsystems.com to shop and for other great information. scalesoundsystems.com. Dan, you look like you could use a t-shirt.
What's wrong with the one I'm wearing?
Well, the only thing wrong with it is it doesn't have the Noka News Network logo on it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
We have those. They're available at nokanews.store.
Well, where would I... Wait a minute. Is that the store that's online?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the home for all the Noka News merch that one would ever need or want?
Yeah, it's on the internet. It's nokanews.store. There's hoodies, the t-shirts like I mentioned, these coffee mugs that are great.
Well, okay.
Face masks.
If I had all this stuff, how would I carry it around?
I'm glad you asked, Dan.
Well, that's what I do, Rick.
There's a tote bag on there, too.
Whoa, a tote
Yeah,
bag.
you can put all that stuff right in there.
And how? And I just go to nokanewsstore.com?
Nope. Nokanews.store.
No, nokanews.store.
Yep.
See, that's why I don't have that shirt. I didn't know where to go.
Well, it's nokanews.store for all the Noka News merch.
Oh, man. All right, hold on a minute. Nokanews.store.
Nokanews.store for Noka News merch. Welcome back. It's the Noka News Network.
Hey, Ricky, did you remember to pop the tab on this cassette? Or
Well, if you pop the tab, you can't record on it. Then you have to put a piece of scotch tape over it to be able to record.
is that why I never got any mixtape love?
Yeah, you didn't know the ins and outs.
That's for sure.
That's an understatement. All right. Welcome back to the show, Noka News Network, the news no one cares about. I'm Ricky French. This guy over here is Dan Colley. We are coming to you on magnetic audio cassette tape.
Is it live or is it?
Oh, it's recorded. It's on tape.
Oh, so that commercial never made sense anyway.
Well, yeah, I know.
You know, this is like when I was a kid and I would record myself to one of them yak backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one listened to that either. So
We're gonna refer, for the remainder of the segment, we're gonna refer to ourselves as the Talk Boys.
well, we're the Talk Boys right now. All right.
Yeah, in reference to the cassette-based invention as made famous by Home Alone.
All right. I guess I had a yak back. I guess I don't know. What,
Talk Boy was better.
was that the gray one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I had like tan.
No, I remember the Yak Back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stupid too. All right, let's get started with something else stupid.
It's usually what goes on around here.
Officers in Salem, Oregon, on Tuesday afternoon responded to reports of a man shooting a gun in the backyard of his residence. The man then drove away. Well, like you do, shoot your gun, get in a car, drive off.
That's the way I do it.
Exactly. Officers located the vehicle and detained the man, Martin Abrego, 27, of Salem. Police said they noticed the smell of natural gas, cordoned off the area, and summoned the fire department. They showed up with their trucks and spaghetti, and gas to the home was turned off. It turned out that one of the bullets hit the home's natural gas meter, but no one was hurt.
Well, that's good.
Detectives said Abrego was possibly under the influence of narcotics and was hallucinating.
Okay. So he's shooting at some sort of purple dragon or something.
Sure, yeah. He believed he was being attacked and shot at the hallucinations, police said. Abrego was taken to the hospital for treatment of his condition. They call it a condition now. And was charged with the unlawful use of a weapon and reckless endangering. It was unclear if he had a lawyer. There were no drug charges. Personal use amounts of drugs this year became legal in Oregon.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, so as of February 1st, police in Oregon can no longer arrest someone for possession of small amounts of, get out the checkbox, Ricky,
Okay.
heroin,
No, check.
methamphetamine, LSD, oxycodone, and other drugs.
Oh, I love other drugs.
Yeah, I don't know what those other drugs would be, but instead those found in possession face a $100 fine or a health assessment that could lead to addiction counseling. So you can get hopped up on
Goofballs.
balls, start popping caps at invisible little green men in the backyard, and it's all good. Just give them a...
Well, that's what makes the
bucks
state of Oregon so great.
That's right.
That and the trees and the redwoods.
That's about it, huh?
Here's another guy who might not have been all there. A man was arrested early Tuesday morning and accused of threatening a gas station clerk with a large knife. He told police he wanted to go back to prison so he could eat a bologna sandwich. Mesa, this is out of Mesa, Arizona. According to Mesa police officers,
Of course it was.
they responded to there's Southwest is
Arizona is the West Florida. You
Yeah.
should start referring to it as West Florida.
the Florida of the Southwest.
West Florida.
According to those cops, they showed up to the Chevron station near Broadway Road at 5:30 a.m. for about calls regarding a man with a knife. Once they arrived, the store clerk told them a man, later identified as 38-year-old Patrick Van Tyne, walked up to him while he was outside changing the trash can liners. The clerk said Tyne had a large butcher knife and ran at him as if he were going to stab him while allegedly yelling, "I told you I would be back to kill you." See, it's pretty straightforward.
He warned him.
Yeah, the clerk was able to run away and got on the other side of a vehicle from Tyne. The clerk showed officers surveillance video of the encounter, which reportedly shows Tyne removing a large knife from his waistband before he approached and ran at the clerk. After the clerk got behind the vehicle, Tyne ran away. He was scared of the car, right, or something. I don't know. They searched the area and found Tyne a couple blocks away. The clerk was brought to the scene and identified him. During the arrest, Tyne told officers he was angry at the clerk because he had previously accused him of shoplifting. When officers asked Tyne about the knife, he refused to say where he put it, but added that he just wanted to go back to prison so he could eat a bologna sandwich.
If he had a butcher knife or a big kitchen knife, he could just go make a bologna. Was he trying to shoplift a bologna sandwich?
Well, this was all a clever scheme to get that free prison bologna.
Yeah. Prison bologna, huh, Ricky?
Well,
all right.
This guy apparently enjoys the prison bologna, Dan.
I suppose so. Okay, Ricky.
I don't blame.
Yeah, who wouldn't want prison bologna? When I think of bologna, the first thing that comes to my mind is delicious, sanitarily made prison bologna sandwiches, Ricky.
Yeah, well, you'll have that.
All right, Ricky, let's go to our European Bureau, as we often do.
We do.
The COVID-19 pandemic has inspired a linguistic shift across the globe, introducing many phrases to the English lexicon from social distancing. This isn't even the hard part yet. From social distancing to super spreader event. All right, Ricky. Now, well, backstory. I have not pre-read this article, just for your enjoyment.
Yeah, well, I know what's coming.
In German, however...
I did read it.
Yeah, I know you laughed at me. In German, however, the number of new words inspired by the pandemic exceeds 1,200, according to a list compiled by the Leibniz Institute for the German Language. This is a dramatic increase from the normal 200 or so words that annually enter the German language, according to the Institute. All right, so it's a lengthy list, but we're not going to go through the whole list. But here are some of the German words. They have a tendency to combine words together to make new words.
Right.
For instance, this one's longer than my finger. Coronumatogenous bite.
Oh boy, this is going to be. This is not going to go well. Damn.
Which is a mashup of the words corona, mutation, and area, and refers to a place where coronavirus variants are quickly spreading. Other intriguing combinations include the uniquely German Corona Furburger, which translates to Corona foot greeting, and describes the alternative to handshakes that many were forced to adopt during the early stages of the pandemic.
Yeah, I thought the Corona foot greeting was something entirely different.
You got to pay high dollar in Germany for that.
Here
we go. Greistung Kondom, or face condom. See, that would make sense. Yeah. Is one of the several new words for masks, while Maskenentrottel refers to a mask idiot.
Okay.
Or someone who fails to wear a face mask completely is an Abstrainer.
I'm gonna make a suggestion. Can I make a suggestion?
Beer, I'm done with that.
Yes, that was my suggestion.
All right, but I'm gonna stay in Germany.
The man who can occasionally has a hard time reading English, his mother tongue, as one would say, is trying to read German words that just got invented. It can't go well.
Well, that's where I got you. My mother tongue is moron. Okay, now let's talk about the German police. There's no real German words in this story. I can read this one.
Okay, good.
German police say that they have solved a 9-year-old burglary after DNA found on a half-eaten piece of sausage matched that of a man detained in France over an unrelated crime.
Okay.
Police in the western town of Schwelm said Thursday...
there was one.
Yeah, I lied to you. Said Thursday that the sausage belonged to the victim, and the suspect, a 30-year-old Albanian citizen, appeared to have helped himself to a bite during a March 2012 break-in.
Okay.
One of the police superintendents is quoted as saying, "Our colleagues recovered a piece of sausage that the burglar had bitten into, on which we could preserve his DNA." He told that to the Times of London. So the suspect had broken into 5 homes in the area, taking jewelry, a sports bag, and vehicle registration papers. Not the vehicles, just the registration
Well,
papers.
just to be a jerk.
I suppose so. It wasn't clear what type of sausage, known in Germany as Wurst, so there were two,
Yeah.
the burglar had nibbled on, though the police said it was a hard variety.
Oh, I fucking can't with this. First of all,
Out of 3 episodes, you finally wait to drop an F-bomb, and that's it?
well,
You waited to a sausage-biting story to drop the F-bomb, huh? I guess that's appropriate.
Albania guy breaking into German people's houses and biting their hearts sausages. What do you? What?
You think that's bad? I go on to read it. Says, but Schwillen police said the suspect remains free, and in the worst case,
Oh man.
he may escape punishment. The statute of limitations for burglary has expired, meaning he will likely not be extradited to Germany for biting a hard sausage, Ricky.
What? Oh my gosh!
You
I
gonna make it over
the
there?
funny thing is, I knew all. I knew.
You knew the story. You saw
Yeah,
the story. You knew it
right.
was coming. It still
Yeah.
popped you. You still got it.
I don't. It's just. It sounds like the plot of a very strange film.
It sounds like a Monty Python bit.
The Albanian. It's one of those Albanian sausage biters. keep your hard sausages away. Oh man. All right.
How do you define a hard sausage?
Yeah,
from a-
we're not gonna. Boy. So you know what sausage reminds me of, Dan?
God no.
The great city of Chicago.
As in Abe Froman, the
Yes.
sausage
Yes.
king of Chicago. Yes.
So this story is out of Chicago.
Oh, okay. I see.
And it's-
I now I see the segue.
It's also sausage related. Slightly. A man pleads guilty to possessing 24 illegal handguns that he sold out of his popular Chicago food truck.
Oh, geez.
Terry Ferguson's popular food truck was known for its Chicago-style deli sandwiches, piled high with cuts of salami, roast beef, turkey, and cheese.
What about bologna?
Salami is the closest that you get, I guess.
All right. Well,
But that's not all Ferguson was selling out of Chicago's finest deli on wheels, according to federal prosecutors. On Friday, Ferguson pleaded guilty to narcotics and gun trafficking charges that included the 2015 sale of 24 guns from the back of the food truck. Man, it's a convenient place to
yeah,
get
go get you a hoagie and a handgun.
Right. Ferguson did not admit being directly involved in the sale, but during the deal, Ferguson could be seen on video arriving in his pickup truck outside a Chicago residence and giving the key to the deli truck to an associate who later handed Ferguson a bag of cash from the undercover agent who was posing as the buyer, court records show. The cache of guns, which included 10 rifles, 4 shotguns, and an array of pistols, had allegedly been stolen by one of Ferguson's associates from a home in Canaryville, the Canaryville neighborhood on Chicago's southwest side. Ferguson is 56 years old, and he went before a U.S. judge where he pleaded guilty to cocaine distribution also and possession of firearms.
More cocaine stories.
Yeah, so
This sounds like a very bad John Hughes film.
yeah, it's not my favorite.
No. Let's continue to talk about guns because it's America. Hey, Arizona again.
Oh yeah.
West Florida. Owners of a home in West Florida were gardening in their. I'm just going to refer to it as West Florida from now on. That's the thing. Owners of a home in Arizona, West Florida, were gardening in their backyard on Sunday when they unearthed a disturbing find. Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Please
Please tell me more, Dan.
Okay. A buried duffel bag filled with guns.
Okay. All right.
The homeowners discovered the bag filled with rusted rifles and handguns while digging a hole near the fence in their yard to plant a tree. After realizing what the bag contained, they immediately called the police. The homeowners handed the guns to the detectives who will investigate whether the firearms were used in any crimes, the department said. Neighbor Yahara Enriquez told Fox 10 Phoenix that the discovery was nerve-wracking, but also left a lot of questions unanswered. Why'd you bury them? There has to be a reason.
I'm no firearms expert, but I don't think putting guns in the ground to rust is really the way to take care of them. I don't think they work very well.
No. Maybe they were going to water them and hope a gun tree was going to grow or something. The family had lived in the home for the last 4 years. So before then, it had been rented out to a series of individuals. Obviously, some of them were gun fanatics.
What's going on in real Florida, Dan?
Well, let's go down there and check out the old Florida Man again.
Florida Man.
The Florida Man. A Florida man was nearly hit. A Florida man nearly hit a gas. Well, he might have been hit by a gas pump too. It's Florida. Nearly hit a gas pump. Pulled out a package of dank gummies instead of his driver's license to show a deputy who was trying to help him, according to the Collier County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said they were called to a gas station on Pine Ridge Road in Naples. You know, beautiful Naples.
Yeah, it's great down there.
Shortly before midnight on March 1st, because witnesses said a suspicious man had nearly hit a gas pump and appeared to be under the influence of stupidity. Records show D'Amico Lopez saw the deputy and immediately asked for help calling AAA because his car wouldn't start, even though the keys were not in the damned ignition at the time. Lopez said he didn't have the keys to the vehicle, but then rummaged through his pockets and pulled out the keys. The deputy then asked Lopez for his driver's license, so he started rifling through his pockets again, and this time pulled out a small green package labeled dank gummies with cannabis infused written on them.
See, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that's what that was, and they're not just gummy bears out of someone's basement or something.
They just had some mold on them. Deputy asked if Lopez just pulled out the THC gummies, and Lopez claimed it was normal candy. But when he was asked to hand over the package, the deputy saw that it was labeled as containing 500 milligrams of THC. Deputy said Lopez had a package of medicated nerd ropes that contained 400 milligrams of THC per rope. Lopez claims his girlfriend had a medical marijuana card due to cancer diagnosis, according to the affidavit. Yeah, this guy's an idiot.
Oh, I hate it when the cops take my medicated nerd ropes. That's my least favorite thing.
I do wish there were some weed push-up pops around here somewhere. Like the ring pop. Yes. Big old weed ring pop.
Yeah, as a fun dip, only you lick the stick and you just stick it in a bag of pot.
Just a big bag of buds. Just get down in there, son of a bitch.
Pixie sticks are sort of like cocaine for children.
Yeah, but okay, see, now it's starting to make sense.
Right.
I guess that's why people like those stupid wax pop bottles.
Oh, yeah.
You had to be high like them damn things.
Nickel nibs is what they're called. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a wax bottle filled with goo. What's not to like?
Much. All right, Ricky, in Seg 3, we got some fun stuff. We're going to be talking about daylight saving. We're going to be talking about a chicken robbery. We're going to do the paranormal news. We're going to do the wine thing. I thought it was the wild thing. And Vasectomy Mayhem on the Noka News Network.
Noka News Network.
Ricky, do you remember when you were a kid and you'd go to the video store?
Yeah, well, some of my fondest memories.
Right. So I loved going to the video store as a kid too. So I got to tell you, me and my buddy Charlie, we've been doing a podcast about action movies from the video store era.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. We're having a great time over there, Ricky. And every 2 weeks, we drop a new episode talking about the 80s and 90s action movies from when we were kids.
What's that podcast called, Dan?
It's Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. And you can find it on your podcatchers every 2 weeks, along with joining the conversation in the Facebook group at Give Me Back My Action Movies. Just search us on Facebook. We're right there. And we've had a lot of fun so far doing it.
What movies have you discussed so far?
We've done Delta Force, we've done The Running Man, and Bloodsport.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were having a good time over there. Everyone join in the conversation, listen to the podcast at Give Me Back My Action Movies on Facebook, and get to the chopper. Long ago, when men roamed the earth wearing nothing but loincloths, things were dangerous. Things were cool and chilly, and things were also very uncomfortable, Ricky.
Why is it we can't do a minute-long commercial without you being a moron?
I was only a moron for like 20 seconds of that.
You do, I have to admit, you do make a good point, though. NoCanoes.store is the place to get all the No Canoes merch that you could want. There's t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, face masks, tote bags. It's all there at NoCanoes.store.
So if I wanted to wear a No Canoes t-shirt,
Yes.
and then a No Canoes hoodie,
Yes.
I could do that.
Yeah, I don't care what you wear.
Oh, but you did give me a weird look when I came in with this loincloth on. I mean, let's be honest here.
Yeah, well, I've just come to expect it from you. Welcome back. It's the Noka News Network. Back to digital audio now.
I know that was so 1980s.
I, for one, enjoyed the nostalgia of even running the tape deck while we were doing that.
Maybe we should do reel to reel next week.
No, thank you. It's a little more complicated. Gotta love the cassette tape.
When are we going to do the 8-track special? I'll wear bell bottoms.
That one's coming as soon as I find an 8-track recorder somewhere. All right, so there's a urologist office in Virginia that's getting into a little bit of trouble.
Okay.
Quote, Vasectomy Mayhem at Virginia urologist draws trademark complaint from the NCAA. Now, before I even get into this,
Oh, geez. Okay.
I just want to say that Vasectomy Mayhem doesn't really sound good.
No, that sounds like that would suck. As a matter of fact.
Okay, so the NCAA is challenging a group of Virginia urologists who trademarked the phrase Vasectomy Mayhem, claiming it's too close to its famed basketball tournament March Madness, which I don't know if I agree with that. But
No, okay, so March Madness alliterates, first of all, and it's madness. This is Vasectomy Mayhem. Madness and mayhem are two different words, and there's no alliteration. One is basketball, one is cutting your dong. And what's the similarity?
I don't think they actually cut your dong, Dan, but that's we don't really need to get into the specifics of the procedure.
Didn't we talk about? Never mind. I'll just let that go. Okay, go ahead.
The governing body of college sports accused Virginia Urology, a practice based in Richmond, Virginia, of improperly cashing in on the cherished March Madness brand, according to the NCAA's filing to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office's Appeals Board.
Look, Ricky, I know a ton of dudes that look forward to March Madness each year. I don't know any dudes that look towards Vasectomy Mayhem.
Their use of Vasectomy Mayhem will, quote, result in confusion. Yeah, that's an understatement, probably. Mistake or deception with petitioner and or the goods and services marketed in connection with the NCAA, according to a Chicago-based lawyer representing the NCAA.
A lot of Chicago talk today.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, that makes sense to me now, though. I get it now. Longtime famed announcer attached to March Madness was Dick Vitale.
Oh, boy. The NCAA...
Here we go, baby!
They have full rights, marketing rights over March Madness and slight variations such as March Mayhem, Midnight Madness, and even Munch Madness, according to its appeal.
All right.
They cited various ads the NCAA did that the Virginia Urology has run, including one with the word Hoops Madness that has twin basketballs used for the double O in hoops.
What else are the basketballs, double basketball is representing, Ricky?
I don't know. Recovering from a vasectomy can take up to 3 days, time that could be well spent watching tournament basketball, the practice says, and cheeky advertising.
Oh, so their gimmick is get your boys snipped. That way you can sit at the house for 3 days and watch ball games.
Yeah, and then you'll have an excuse.
Oh, all right. Well, that's stupid. You know what else is stupid, Ricky?
What
Daylight saving time.
Yes, it is.
Lots of people hate...
That's the understatement of the year.
Oh, well, I don't
Or
know.
of every year. Daylight saving time is the worst.
Well, okay, so why do we... It's dumb.
It has something to do with Ben Franklin and farms. I don't know. Go ahead.
Lots of people hate changing their clocks because it's so complicated to hit a button. Lots of people hate changing their clocks when daylight saving time begins in March, but the European Union seemed prepared to do more than just complain about it. In March 2019, the European Parliament voted to dispense entirely with biannual clock changes. A continent full of people tired of being plunged into early evening darkness in the fall and then having an hour of precious life yanked away from their existence in the spring.
It's exactly what it feels like.
It really does. So, I don't know. I'm not even. This story's stupid. Essentially, they're pissed off that they're doing this daylight saving time
they
thing.
tried to get rid of it, but they couldn't. It cannot be stopped. It is the monster that will never be stopped.
Man, that
daylight saving time.
I don't understand, and I don't want to take the time to read that story because it's something stupid. And again, I can't pick up. I hate this table. I can't pick up stories off this table, Ricky.
If you didn't read everything you didn't understand, you probably your reading habits would be next to nothing.
Okay, this story I do care about.
Good.
When you refuse service at a restaurant because you don't wear a mask, and it says that you clearly have to wear a mask, this is not how you go about dealing with the anger. Refused service because he wasn't wearing a mask. A man returned to a Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles in California, armed with a gun. He demanded all the chicken and waffles he could carry, then swiped some syrup, and then took off. That's according to police and employees of the restaurant in Pasadena.
I want all the chicken and waffles I can carry.
Yeah, I think it was Ron Swanson. The security cameras caught a robbery unfolding around 5:40 Wednesday. Employees said they were initially confused when the armed man burst through the back entrance. I'd swear I'd be confused if a man burst through the back entrance, since the restaurant's cash registers are located in the front. But he came straight toward me with a gun, pointing at me and saying, "Put all the chicken in the bag." Cook Robert Gonzalez told KABC. I almost got shot over stupidity, I guess.
It didn't occur to the guy that he might as well steal the money because he
just wanted chicken, dude.
He's already robbing.
Yeah, I mean, he just wanted the chicken.
And also keep in mind that this is all happening because he was not wearing a mask, so they know exactly.
Yeah, they knew who he was.
Looks like
they say all the employees they took off out of an exit. The suspect grabbed some takeout orders. And let's see here. Gonzalez said, "I understand our chicken is good, but I mean, that's some expensive chicken he got there." He didn't take any cash, adds manager Angela Perito, but before he walked out the door, he took syrup for his chicken.
You can't have chicken and waffles without syrup.
No, then it's all dry. It's all stuck in my mouth.
I don't blame him for that part.
No. So robbing a place, kind of normal. Robbing just chicken, abnormal. Ricky, this is paranormal.
Oh, it's paranormal news.
Wish.com, X-Files.
This one's it's gonna get a little spooky this week, Dan.
This whole episode's been pretty spooky, Ricky. You spooked me with Vasectomy Madness.
A vintage guitar shop in New Lebanon, Ohio is selling what they're calling a haunted guitar.
That can't be far from here.
It can't be, but I don't, for the life of me, don't know where it is. I don't know what's stranger, the fact that a guitar shop is selling an allegedly haunted guitar for $666.
Of course they did.
Or maybe the very descriptive and disturbing storytelling in the ad for the guitar on the website reverb.com. The seller of this acoustic guitar tells a ghost story about the 13-year-old boy that once owned the possessed axe in the late 70s.
Of course it was in the 70s. Why wouldn't it be?
Yes. Apparently this teen was heavily into satanic seances and other creepy black magic. He was allegedly found dead with his guitar, according to the reverb.com listing.
And he had just played Black Magic Woman.
Yes. He died tragically on Halloween on October 31st, 1979, when he was 13 years old.
Come on.
His death has never been solved, but the kid was found lying on his bed with this guitar draped across him. He was apparently electrocuted, even though it's an acoustic guitar. The current owner of the gas guitar claims that on multiple occasions the guitar would randomly make sounds as if someone were playing it.
But were they any good?
Well, it doesn't say that. It said it would even play itself when it was stored in the closet. The listing says they're not sure what kind of guitar it is since, quote, Satan has stricken the brand name from the headstock, but they believe the guitar to be a K Western special. The shipping for the guitar is $66.60.
All right, so that's all gimmicky crap.
Yeah, basically they have a piece of shit guitar they're trying to sell for $600.
I mean, obviously the devil went down to Georgia to play the fiddle, not a guitar.
Right.
Now, if it had been a fiddle, I would have bought into it probably at that point.
Oh man, I got one other spooky and also music-related thing for you.
All right, I like how you combine those two. That's
Yeah, I
good.
know. I don't know.
That's some real professional work.
Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.
Apparently, Loretta Lynn's son has seen a Civil War era ghost at their haunted plantation home.
Okay.
Yes. She at this point, Loretta Lynn owns the entire town of Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, and that includes a plantation home that she bought in the '60s. Loretta Lynn herself has recounted ghostly encounters in the home. She's witnessed a woman in mourning inside the home and in the graveyard. Apparently, there's a graveyard.
Well, she owns the whole damn town.
Yeah. Well,
Was there any specters in Piggly Wiggly?
It doesn't include that, but yeah, we got musical ghosts this week.
Ricky, if she owns an entire town in Tennessee, there's no way in hell you're going to convince me there's not a damned Piggly Wiggly there. Or maybe a food lion.
Spooky Piggly Wiggly.
Don't go down there. That's the haunted Bojangles. Ooh. Ghostly crystals.
Bojangles will haunt you if you don't play your cards right.
Yeah, no kidding, right? I'm gonna tell you something truly frightening. This story scared the living crap out of me.
All right, lay it on.
All right. The Molson Coors Brewing Company said Thursday that it had been hit by a cyber attack that disrupted its brewing operations and shipments. Ricky, we may not get Molson or Coors.
Well, that is scary. You're not kidding.
No. In a regulatory filing, the Chicago-based company... Okay, wait a minute. So Molson's supposed to be Canadian. Coors is supposed to be from the Rockies, and they're based out of Chicago?
Yeah, it's all lies, Dan.
That changes the entire concept of Smokey and the Bandit now, doesn't it?
Yeah, the drive from Chicago to Atlanta isn't that bad.
It would be northbound and down, loaded up in trucking. Can you imagine? It would have been when they pull up in Texarkana, Texas, to get the Coors, and it's just an old broke down town. It wouldn't be the same in Chicago. Maybe that's why. Can you imagine Buford T. Justice, instead of being a Texas County Mountie, being a Chicago, Illinois?
Hey, what do you?
Instead of you some bitches, you'd have had, hey there, what are you doing over there? Hurry, I gotta catch the bandit before the Bears is on there. You got any Cabalsa?
Oh man! All right there, Speed Demon. Slow it down.
We don't want to catch you over here in Maxwell Street, okay? Then knock it off there. You worry about him. He drove past Wrigley, took a left at Soldier Field. I'm just going to say,
Here we go. His name is Soldier. Yeah, guys, I finally got him stopped over by the Vienna Beef Factory.
It was over there, Richard K. Daly Plaza there.
Down over by Lou Malnati's. I finally got him stopped.
I was going to stop him myself, but Ditka showed up and helped. That's what happened.
I pray to Ditka that this guy gets locked up for what he did. Oh, man. All right.
Brian Bosworth wasn't standing for this kind of crap. All right. Anyway, the course...
It's gone off the rails yet again, dude.
Yeah, well... The company is working around the clock to get the systems back up as quickly as possible, Molson Coors said in its filing. Molson Coors wouldn't say how many facilities were impacted. The company operates 7 breweries and packaging plants in the U.S., 3 in Canada, and 10 in Europe. In addition to its namesake brews, its brands include Miller Lite, Pilsner Urquell, The hell is that? And
Whatever
Blue
it is, it
Moon.
doesn't sound very good.
No, it sounds like shit. And Blue Moon. Molson Coors also wouldn't say if the cyber attack was related to a global hack of servers running Microsoft Exchange email software. That breach has impacted small businesses, law firms, city governments, and manufacturers. It's not the first time a major beverage maker had been targeted in a cyber attack, Ricky. In November, Milan-based Campari Group said it was the victim of ransomware attack that caused a temporary technology outage and compromised some businesses and personal data. I don't know Campari Group. I don't know what the hell they make.
Campari, and it's Campari Group, and they make Campari.
What is Campari? Can I get it? Can I get it in Chicago?
I'm sure you can. Let's not do that again.
But seriously, what is Campari? I don't know what it is.
You'll have to look that up in your own time, Dan. I've got another wine story. Well, I've got a wine story. Continuing on the booze front, there's a wine company in Sonoma that is looking to hire somebody, and they're going to pay $10,000 a month and pay your rent.
Well, I got to go, Ricky. Good luck with the rest of the show, buddy. I got to get on Indeed.com real quick.
In March, the Murphy Good Wine Company announced it's on the hunt for a new member of its team to come and share in all the fun in Sonoma.
All right. I've been to Sonoma. Have you been there?
I have not been.
It is fun.
Quote, looking for a change in your career and to pursue your passion?
Yes.
Do words like Cabernet, Rosé, and Chardonnay just roll off your tongue?
Yes.
Well, tell us.
No words roll off my tongue, Ricky. I guess I'm disqualified.
That's true. Tell us why you want a really good job, the company explained on its application page. According to Murphy Good, the new dream job hire will begin by shadowing winemaker Dave Reddy Jr. You know, famed winemaker Dave Reddy Jr.
I thought he was a NASCAR driver.
And exploring all aspects of the harvest. From there, the company will work with its new hire to find their unique passions to help them choose the path that's right for them in the wine business. So,
don't you think they would have chosen that before they hired the person?
Well, yeah, that's my question here. They're hiring somebody in order to figure out what job they should have. I don't understand how this works.
It's like wiping your tail and then dropping a deuce.
Something tells me they probably wouldn't be interested in you, Dan. I don't know why.
I see words roll off my tongue after all, Ricky. I'm eloquent.
So yeah, they're giving this person $10,000 a month, and they don't even know what they're going to do.
Sounds like a prize you get a one on Double Dare.
No,
kids.
No, the thing kids. Yeah, the prize on Double Dare, and I've said this before, not on this show, but in my day-to-day life. The prize on Double Dare was very frequently space camp.
Yes.
And I never got to go. It was the only thing I wanted to do when I was a kid was go to that damn space camp.
If we ever make any money on this stupid show, we're going to space camp, Ricky.
Good.
Hey, speaking of money on this show, why don't you people check out our merch store? Ricky, where's that at?
Yeah, we need to start the Send Ricky and Dan to Space Camp Fund. I swear to you, we'll do a show from Space Camp.
Oh, absolutely we will.
I don't know how long Space Camp is. We might have to do multiple shows, but we will. We'll do it.
Can you imagine us in those blue jumpers?
We'd look like a couple of morons, but that's neither here nor there. I still want to go.
What's the difference between that and now?
Right, that's true. You know what we don't look like morons in is one of these Noka News Network hoodies that I've got on right now.
Damn, that was slick.
It's available at nokanews.store. There's the hoodies, there's t-shirts, there's face masks, coffee mugs that you're currently drinking out of right now. Making mouth sounds into the microphone, which everybody, I'm sure, is really thrilled about.
That's that ASM thing, right?
It's ASMR, and no, not exactly. Mm-hmm. Check it out, nokanews.store. If you want to contact us, like to desperately ask Dan to stop drinking into the microphone, you can email us at newsroom@nokanews.com. We'll find us on Facebook. Just search the Noka News Network on Facebook.
Ricky painstakingly uploaded these to YouTube too. If you want to listen to us there,
that is true.
But if you do that, it doesn't really help the numbers as much. So do that, and then jump on and download the episode through the podcatchers that you use as well. just because that helps the numbers as well.
Or do it however you want. We're just asking.
No, you do it that way. You do it. Don't make me hunt you down.
All right. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back next week with more on the Noka News Network. It's the news no one cares about.
Noka News Network.